What is up, you guys? Hi, everyone! I'm very happy for today's topic, if you guys can't tell. I'm really excited to get into it. But we'll wait for a little while to start talking about it being my favorite SCP ever, which is SCP-035, guys. If you read the title, you'd know that, but anyways, I know there's a bit of a chat delay. Every time that I start my stream, it's delayed by like a couple seconds, so, you know. Hi guys, there you guys are. How's everyone doing? How did you guys like my post today? The little short horror film I made? How do you guys like that? That took me a stupid amount of time, by the way. That took me literally weeks to finish, and I'm really happy with it. I might make a part 2, but anyways, yeah, I'm just really happy today. Liliana, it's your birthday? Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Oh my god, the person who taught me about insurance. What, Bello? I love how Bello's just known as the insurance wolf now. Like, that's her thing. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's been good. It's been really good, because, the channel's been dead for a really long time. Because I haven't posted, because I've been working on the short film, so it's really nice to finally get it out, you know? Yeah, I'm really happy. Anyways, I'm happy with how it turned out. I feel like, I don't know, if I were to do it again, I would change a few things, but it doesn't really matter because, should I say why? I'm planning on filming The Wolf and the Guardian in a really similar way. So it was kind of like practice for me. But anyways, hi Hawk, how are you? I think you're the first mod. I think you're the first mod here. It's a federal crime that she made the kid do insurance. Oh, insurance fraud? It is. It is a crime. Insurance fraud is a crime, guys. Don't do it. Yeah, that's totally a crime. Hello, Violet. Good to see you again. Your daily dose of storyteller is here. Hi, Ramuru. How are you? You look pretty. Aw, thank you everybody for the nice words. What was I gonna say? Yeah, she can't really be charged though, because she's, well, number 1, she's fictional, number 2, she's an AI. Did I go a bit too hard with the brows today? I don't know. I noticed they never show up on camera, so I did them a little bit darker. I don't know. I don't care. I'm fine. Chow down on another 1-pound bag of nachos. You know what? Spoil yourself, girly. You deserve it. I have a Tim Hortons with me, and I put it in this adorable cat mug again. The one that pokes out my eyes every time that I use it. Look at the placement of the ears. I'm holding the mug purposefully low, but if I held it normally... I don't know, do you see how close it gets? It like jabs into my eyelids every time that I drink from it. I don't know. Remember when you put your name as I Eat Bricks or something like that in the Sea World? I do remember that. Yeah, now everybody laughs at me because my name for my cheetah is Floor Chewer. I don't know why I named it that, to be honest. I either didn't have a reason, or I just forgot why I named it that, but yeah, anyways. Almost stayed awake all night yesterday because AFK Journey finally released the sister of my favorite character at 2 AM in your time. You know what, I respect the dedication. Remove, your older sister broke your N64? Cartridge of Ocarina of Time? You're feeling mentally and physically broken? I would too. I would too. World.game is precious to me. I still have my N64. I don't have all of the wires to like set it up properly. Again, I think I'm missing like one wire specifically. What was I gonna say? But literally, what was I gonna say? I was saying something and then I completely forgot about it. Oh my god, it's like I got lobotomized. What is happening? Yeah, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the N64. Yeah, I have an N64. I don't have the wire for it, but I still have the Ocarina of Time cartridge, so I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully I can get around to buying that wire on, like, Amazon someday, and then I can play the game again. Honestly, though, I don't know. The nostalgia is gonna hit me so hard. I already know it's gonna hit me so hard. Anyways, we got the rules in the chat. Thank you. And hi, Epsilon. How are you doing? Do you steal wigs? This is not a wig. This is my actual hair. Look. Look. Ow. I'm actually really yanking it right now. It's my real hair, guys. I don't wear wigs. I'm not bald. Okay. We're gonna pause the music for a second because I need to switch over to my to this YouTube account that I'm streaming on my tablet so I can go into the live stream chat so I can pin the rules, and then we'll resume my music, and then maybe we'll yap for a little longer. Wigs can be glued, you're capping? How do I disprove that? What do I do? Like, I don't know, how do you... Wigs can be glued, how do you, like, unglue it? Like, do you have to put something in your hair? I'll put that in my hair on live stream just to prove that it's not a wig. Look, you literally see the roots, right, in my hair. Right? Wigs don't do that, I think. I don't know. It's not a wig. Sorry, I don't know what's going on upstairs. Okay. Somebody's playing pots and pans upstairs, apparently. I don't know what's going on. Where's the rules? I gotta, oh, here we go. Oh. I don't know. I'll just first come, first serve. I'll do epsilons. I don't know. Let's resume the music, because it's awkward without it. We don't like no music. And the Song of Storms is a really great song, so. There we go! What? Why am I getting yelled at? Who's getting yelled at? Is it me? Am I doing the yelling? I don't remember. I have, like, dementia today. I don't know. I'm very mentally fried from that short film. I'm gonna be honest. Very, very, very... Well, like, you know, on one hand I am, but on the other hand, I'm so happy that I actually got it out, and it looks, like, so good. And, you know, it's doing pretty good, considering my channel has been dead for, like, over a month by now. It's been declining a lot. So, you know, all things considered, numbers-wise, it's doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy to see that. And at the same time, the video that I have that did the best on my channel, that has like over 1 million views, is the Warrior Cats video. And that did terribly in numbers for like the first few days that it was posted, and then out of nowhere it just skyrocketed and blew up. So I'm kind of hoping something like that happens with the short film, because I don't know, it's really nice. I wish that more people would see it, but you know, for now, fuck the numbers. It's out, I love it, and I'm super happy. You have more than 1,000 times more subs than me, and then some. I'm super happy about that too. We're getting scarily close to 80k. I don't know what to do at 80k, to be honest. I don't know. We should have like a celebration stream where I like wear a party hat. And maybe I talk about like stupid stories from the SCP Foundation. Just like fun tales. I don't know. Violet, do you want to know my animals? I do! Right? Ew, Sorry, because you live on the farm, right? Unless I'm mistaken, unless I'm getting you mixed up with someone else. You live on the farm. You have... Oh, I love animals. I love animals. People, animals, I love animals. Anyways. Okay, I'm just getting the wiki ready. I have the wiki up right here for SCP-035, aka Diopolonoi. Okay, I will clarify one thing right now, because some people actually still don't know this. In SCP-035, he has like an interview tape on YouTube, where he's asked for like his name, and he gives the name Diopolonoi. He says that like it's a name that people call him, so it's not really... With Dio, we never know if he's telling the truth or not, so we don't know if that's like his like actual like birth name or whatever. He just says that people called him that. We don't even know if that's true. But clearly he wants to go by Diopolonoi. That's his canonical name, if you will. So I don't call him 035. I just call him Dio because it's easier and I love him so much. So if I say Dio and you're like, who are you talking about? I'm literally just talking about 035. Anyways. Aw, thank you, Amethyst. Thank you so much. I've also just gotten, you know what? Thank you. I've also just gotten kind of better at makeup. I've been following this one lady. I forgot what her name is, but she's really good at makeup tips. Also, this lip gloss keeps dying on me. What do you call it when like lip gloss? I don't know. It's because I'm drinking at the same time. It's like drugstore lip gloss, so. See, Kamari's comment couldn't the last time, so I'm checking. I don't think I saw Kamari in here. Let me check. Because that was weird. I don't know why that happened. Okay, SCPs are not real because I got one of... Okay, somebody is asking me, is SCPs... hold on, where did the comment go? Yeah, are SCPs real or fake? Sorry, I'm dumb. I'm just silly, confused. If SCPs were real, the world would be over by now. I guarantee it. And somebody would have found out about it somehow. SCPs are absolutely not real at all. It is completely fictional. Like, you literally, I don't know how to say this, but like, there are authors behind the SCPs that like, I don't know, they have their own shit going on that you could read, I don't know. It's quite obviously fiction, though. I'm trying to be very nice and patient, because you're asking us a genuine question, and I don't really like making fun of people for asking questions, unless it's, like, infuriating to me personally, so. No, I don't think I can see Kamari's comments, though, which is kinda weird, a little bit concerning. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me see. Oh, eyelash. Uh-oh, hopefully that's not gonna be bothering me. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything that I can do on this app right now. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. No, that's so weird. Okay. I don't think there's any way to change it. What does this do? What the hell is all... Okay, I just opened a bunch of settings. No. None of this is even chat related. Okay. No, Kamari's messages are not showing right now. I have no idea what they're saying. I guess, okay, I actually really don't know what to do about that. I guess I could see them by using the YouTube livestream chat, but if I did that, then we'd have no music. Kamari, maybe? Okay, what I recommend doing, I don't know why the hell it's doing that. Kamari, maybe make an alt account, and then try using the alt account. I heard about this. This is oh, it's a streaming glitch. Why does it pick on certain people? Like, why can everybody else chat and not Kamari? Kamari is a very welcomed viewer. I don't understand why it's doing this. I'm gonna tell my friends to sub to you, Amethyst. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Huh, I don't know why Kamari's messages are marked as spam. That's odd. That's really not normal, guys. The mug is so cute. Thank you. My mom got this for me last week, actually. She came into my room and she's like, oh, look what I found for you at the store. And it's so cute. It's so me. But anyways. W Mom? Who's W Mom? Oh, my mom for getting me the mug. Yeah, sorry. I'm kind of dumb. This is like the only stream that I've made that's SCP related. Like to the wiki. I just dropped my tablet, it's okay. Where I didn't call myself a moron. Because it's not about me, this stream. It's about Dio, okay? That's also the reason why I'm wearing my Epic Death Note hoodie and not the, like, SCP one that I usually have. So, you know, something tells me that he probably wouldn't want me to wear a jacket with the logo of his oppressors on it. I'm not trying to villainize anyone by saying that, but it's true objectively. So, I don't know, this hoodie's cooler anyway. I put it in the wash and I got it literally out of the dryer just before I started the stream, and there's a knot in it. So that's freaking epic. I hate it so much. This always happens when I wash this hoodie, but it's okay. Anyways, we've been yapping for like 17 minutes officially, so yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do, okay, hold on, people are talking about the hoodie now. Let me show this off. I got this at Hot Topic, okay? And if you guys don't know me, I'm kind of like an egotistical person, so it kind of like took me a lot of courage to go to Hot Topic in Hot Topic's current climate, you know, but this is a sweater. It's shiny. It's shiny at the sides. It comes off in like several places. Like, okay, so there's a part here. Okay, you see how the zipper is like in two parts? It's because like this whole top part could come off. The sleeves can come off. It's super cool. I don't know. I like wearing it as just a full thing because it looks best like this, but yeah. Everything can come off but the chains, and I'm gonna be honest, it's like kind of annoying, but at the same time, I kind of love them because, listen, hold on, let me try to, I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but it sounds like Tinkerbell, or it sounds like Christmas, like Jingle Bells, and I really like the sound of Jingle Bells, but anyways. Of course you got that hoodie from Hot Topic, the emo stores. I'm not an emo. I'm not emo, I'm not... Okay, some goofy guy, watch your mouth. I'm not tolerating this. Dio does not look like a deformed pill. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know what kind of pill you would be comparing him to, because that's how nonsensical your insult is, so let's just chill out. Are you grunge? I don't know what I am, okay? I really don't. I really don't. I am emo, but more sociopathic. I think we were referring more to styles rather than personalities. I don't know. What would emo be as like a personality? Just like kind of edgy, I guess? I don't know. Sociopaths are welcome here though, I don't care. But anyways, I like knife. Oh! Okay, yeah, okay, you know what? We all like something. You like knives, I like mass murderers trapped in a porcelain vessel. Which reminds me that we got off topic again, so yeah, okay. How many SCPs do you know? A ridiculous amount. I don't know them all by number that well, but I know a lot of them. But anyways. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Anyways, so we are going to read about Dio from his official wiki on the SCP Foundation's Wikipedia. Okay, this is what I'm going to be reading directly off of. After that, I was thinking... Let me turn up the volume a little. I was thinking, here's the plan of action, okay? We're gonna do Dio's file first, and then after that, I want to read Aligata's file. For you guys who don't know, Aligata is like my favorite thing ever, kind of. I'm gonna be explaining it once we get to it, but just to give you guys like a little summary, it is basically a universe within the universe of the SCP Foundation. It's like an alternate dimension within the universe of the SCPs. It's like separate from Earth. It was once a part of Earth, but it's not anymore. And it is essentially a kingdom that... there's a lot of things about it. I'm gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get off topic again, but I'm thinking we could read Dio, Aligata, and the reason why is because Dio actually comes from Aligata. Not a lot of people know this, but we know that it's true canonically because there is a camera SCP, and the way that this SCP works is if you take a picture of someone with the camera, instead of just showing you a normal picture of them, like how it would appear like on a normal camera, it will show you what their greatest desire is, right? Like, I don't know, let's just say, for example, my greatest desire in life, like, what I want to do with my life was enjoy London fogs. Like, that's literally all I wanted to do. And somebody snapped a photo of me, with that SCP. The picture would probably just be me enjoying, like, a London fog. Because that's what I want most, is a London fog. For you guys who don't know, a London fog is my favorite drink. It's what I always get from Tim Hortons. It's not, like, underrated, but if you guys go to a cafe, I would seriously recommend that you ask for one of these. It's a hybrid between, whatever. It's a tea and a latte with Earl Grey and vanilla. It's really good. Moving on. So yeah, they took a picture of Dio, aka SCP-035, with the camera. And what they found is, like, what the picture showed was him on the throne of Aligata as the Black Lord. Now, here's another thing I have to explain. There are 4 Lords of Aligata, each for the colors of Aligata, because in the universe of Aligata, there is only 4 colors. There's yellow, black, red, and white. So there's lords for each color. There's the Black Lord, the Red Lord, the White Lord, whatever. Dio was the Black Lord. He got exiled because of a bunch of stuff. We're gonna get into that too, maybe, today. I don't know. I don't think so, but if we can. Anyways, yeah, Dio was the Black Lord. And we know that because it shows him as the Black Lord on the throne of Aligata again, with all of the other lords dead, because if you don't know, the other lords were mainly responsible for the reason that he got exiled, so he's very spiteful towards them, he wants revenge on them, and that is why, that is how we know that Dio was the Black Lord of Aligata at one point before getting exiled, coming to Earth, becoming the Mask, all of that. The rest is history. What was I gonna say? So yeah, that's why I'm gonna be talking about Aligata. I also just absolutely love Aligata as, like, a fictional concept. I love, like, I don't know, I love, like, old, like, gothic architecture, and, like, I love the aesthetics of, like, Dark Souls and Elden Ring, and Aligata is just so that, but it's so unique at the same time. I'm in love with it, personally. There's a lot of I'm making it kind of sound like it's like this like perfect little world. It's not. It's very bizarre and it's very dangerous and very weird. Sometimes like a certain kind of weird, but anyway, it's very unique. Let's just say that much. I love it a lot. Anyways, yeah, so we're gonna talk about Dio, we're gonna talk about Aligata, and then after that I want to talk about a tale of Aligata, which is like, I think, probably one of my favorite tales of the wiki, called And So the Crows Laughed, and that is basically the origin story of how Aligata came to be as its own universe, because it used to be a kingdom on Earth. I believe it was an Italian city before it became what it is now. Like, before I knew that, I always thought that it was a city in England, because the way that you access Aligata from the SCP's universe is through a gate in England, so I always thought that naturally it was an English city, but no, apparently it's Italian, but what do I know, right? Just everything. Anyways, hi Fromps! Hi Frompy! My dad lost his chicken at the grocery store and made me go with him to get it. It ended up taking 30 minutes so he could get his precious rotisserie chicken. I get it. I get it. Anyways, we're gonna get into this wiki now, okay? Item number. Not an item, but whatever. SCP-035. And his object class is Keter, because, I don't know, I probably shouldn't be ranting too much. Normally, I just kind of read off of the wiki, but because I've already read this several times, I might be adding a lot more of my own personal comments, but anyways, I'll try to stay as on topic as possible so this stream doesn't end up going, like, extra over. But anyways, let's get into this. So yeah, object class Keter. He's able to get out a lot of containment because of his abilities. He's telepathic, but also at the same time he is very, very smart, very, very manipulative, and if you are within like a close vicinity of him, it's possible for him to give you the urge to wear him, which would allow him to possess your body and maybe get out, it depends. Anyways, he's sneaky, guys. He's very sneaky. Anyways, let's continue. We'll start with the containment procedures. SCP-035 is to be kept within a... Oh god, I have to read this out loud for once. Yeah, if you guys have watched any of these streams before, you would know that I stutter over a lot of words, so... yeah. Anyways, is to be kept within a hermetically sealed glass case, no fewer than 10 centimeters or 4 inches thick. This case is to be contained within a steel, iron, and lead shielded room at all times. The doors are to be triple locked at all times, with the exception of allowing personnel in or out. Because sometimes they have D-Class come in to experiment, or sometimes, you know, they take him out for other experiments, or sometimes they let janitors in. Anyways. Aw, thank you, KG. YouTube, thank you. Very nice. Let's continue. If you guys can't tell by now, yeah, he's a serious threat, I guess, when it comes to escaping. He's kind of an escape artist, so his containment needs to be very strict, or else he will get out, and even at that, he still gets out, so anyways. No fewer than 2 armed guards are to be posted at any time. Guards must remain outside at all times and are not allowed within the containment room under any circumstances. this is because they would probably give in to the urge to put him on, which would make them not only die, but also would allow Dio to possess them. And then he has the body of a guard with all of the equipment of a guard. So yeah, that's why they do that. 2 armed guards makes sense, because he's fairly, he can throw hands, but he's not very overly physically powerful. That's not really where him being a threat comes from. He's not very... I don't know. He seems to be maybe a little bit stronger than the average human, but I think that's just speculation on my end, and I don't think that I don't think that his strength is, like, that impressive. He's just kind of a guy. But anyways, let's continue. Guards must remain outside at all times and are not allowed in the containment room under any circumstances, right? Because if he gets a janitor, they only have to deal with the janitor, but if Dio is able to get a guard, then they have to deal with an armed anomaly with a firearm, and probably a lot of other things at his disposal. I think the most dangerous thing would probably be a radio, or like a walkie-talkie. But anyways. Yeah, a trained psychologist is to remain on site at all times. Research personnel are not to touch SCP-035 at any time. SCP-035 must be moved to a new sealed case every 2 weeks. Now, that's obviously going to be explained, but I'll explain it right now. Basically, you can't see it in this picture, which I will show you anyways, because I feel like it, I guess. But normally, do you see how he has the holes in his mouth and his eyes? Normally, let me set my tablet up in a way that won't fall again. To be really kind of... Okay, it's being a little bit difficult. There, okay. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so his eye sockets and his mouth sockets usually secrete black liquid, like black fluid, that normally drip from, like, his eye sockets and his, like, mouth. And this is very dangerous because it is corrosive. Basically, it corrodes any material that it comes into contact with. It's not as dangerous as, like, the acid that you see in, like, cartoons. Like, if you stick your hand in it, it's not going to immediately reduce to a skeleton, but, like, it still is pretty dangerous, and it will corrode everything over time, and that includes flesh. So, yeah. The reason why they keep it in a glass case... Him in a glass case? What is wrong with me? The reason why they keep him in a glass case is because, for some reason, the corrosion is least effective against glass, but it still corrodes glass over time, so that's why they keep him in glass, and they just switch it out, every so often. But anyways, moving on. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. The previous case must be disposed of via SCP-101. I kind of forgot what that is. It's a bag. I dropped my tablet again! Whatever. Okay, we're not here to get sidetracked, though. This stream is not a stream for getting sidetracked, because we have a lot to talk about. And, I'm very passionate about the things that we're talking about, so I'm a lot more prone today to get sidetracked, so... yeah, we're gonna try to stick away from, like, any other SCPs. Anyways. And shows no adverse reactions to SCP-035's corruption. Corrosion would probably be a better word, but anyways. Anyone who comes into contact with Dio, when it is in possession of a host, is to be given an immediate psychological evaluation. Okay. I love Dio. He's my favorite SCP ever. He is my favorite fictional character of all time. I will glaze him to the end of the earth, but I will not justify or sugarcoat some of the things that he does, because he is a very, very immoral character. I'm not gonna let him off the hook on that one. He is very intelligent, especially when it comes to psychological brain, whatever related things. And, he's also extremely sadistic, petty, spiteful. So normally when he comes into contact with a lot of people, he will go to the extreme and he will use his knowledge on psychology to try to influence people to, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but like, what do I say? End their own life? I don't know. I guess just end their own life, snuff themselves out. I really don't know how to say that. I don't really know what YouTube's policies are on that, but I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, Dio's not very nice a lot of the time, and, yeah, if he doesn't like someone, which is kind of often within the SCP Foundation, as an organization, understandably. I didn't say that. Yes, I did. Yeah, he will drive them to the point of offing themselves. It's just something he does, I guess. I don't know. God forbid a man have a hobby. Anyways, now we get into the description. SCP-035 appears as a white porcelain comedy mask, although at times it will change to tragedy. That is true. Okay, so in the image, this is actually really interesting, and this is something that still goes on today that I encourage all of you to go and check occasionally. So, do you see how in this image right here, he's smiling and he looks like happy? That's because right now he's a comedy mask, because he's like a porcelain theater mask. Sorry, I love him so much, if you can't tell. Anyways, what was I saying? I was so distracted by his good looks, I completely lost track of my words. Anyways, yeah, sometimes on the wiki, the picture will change, and it will appear as him with a sad face, with like a tragedy mask. Let me show you guys, actually. Hold on, SCP-035 frowning? Yeah, so sometimes the picture on the wiki will look like what I just showed you, and then other times when you go onto the wiki, it will look like this. Like, the official wiki actually changes its picture, like, even to this day. It's so cool. I recommend, like, if you guys are watching, like, I don't know if any of you would do this. If you do, I would really appreciate it. But anyways, if you guys are watching this not as a live, but as a video, like a week down the line, go and check his wiki right now and see if he's still smiling, because he might be frowning now. But yeah, when he frowns, that is never good at all. Yeah, well, no, actually, no. Sometimes he does it as like a party trick, I guess. In his tape, it's been so long since I've watched his tapes, but I remember everything so well. In his tapes, he like covered his face for a while when he had like the smile, and then he like did that, and his face was sad, and he just did it to like surprise the interviewer and like kind of show off. So, I don't know. Sometimes he just does it as a little party trick, but yeah, it does correspond with his actual emotions a lot of the time, so yeah, typically when you see him frowning, it's not a good thing. It doesn't just mean he's sad, it could also mean, and very often means, that he's mad about something, and when Dio gets mad, oh boy, he gets mad. But anyways, yeah, Snake do be kind of, fuck Snake, bro, fuck Snake. Hound better set him straight. Fuck Snake, bro. That's all I'll say. I don't even hate Snake that much. I just really don't like what he did. I don't know why. I feel so bad for Hound, even though I made Hound. I literally made that character. Everything that happened to her in that video was my choice, but I still feel so bad. Do you guys ever do that with your characters? Like, you write a character, and then you make something sad happen to them, and then you're like, oh, like, why did I do that? Hi, silly! But anyways. You are Hound? I'm actually not. Okay, I should specify something. Design-wise, and, design-wise and name-wise, yeah, that was based off of me, but, like, personality-wise, hardly. I don't know. If I were to ever portray myself in a story, it would not be as, like, a kind-hearted, overly selfless, like, self-sacrificing person, because that's just so egotistical, you know what I mean? It's so... Like, if you want to portray yourself like that, be that way IRL, you know? But anyways, yeah, I replied to, Hawk on that YouTube video, because she said something about, like, Hound being a self-insert, and I'm like, design-wise, yeah, name-wise, yeah, but I never sacrificed myself for a man, unless it was Dio, but that's what we're here for today. Anyways, so yeah, he appears as a white porcelain comedy mask, specifically, it doesn't really say this on the wiki, but he's like a Greek theater mask, basically. He has lots of ties to, like, Greek culture, I'm pretty sure. He could speak, I think, English, Greek, and Italian, and he also was a semi-famous stage actor a couple centuries ago in Europe, so obviously I would think that would include Greece, because Greece had, like, huge theater culture, you know. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Oh yeah, also, he's kind of, like, stuck wearing the mask because he is the mask, so it would make the most sense that he would perform in Greek where those masks were common, because nobody would question why he's a man in a mask. Anyways, love the background music, thank you, it's Song of Storms. Oh, I got an eyelash in my eye, but it's okay, let's continue. Sorry if I'm kind of awkward about that, let's continue. Yeah, in these events, all existing visual records, such as photographs, video footage, and even illustrations of SCP-035 automatically change to reflect its new appearance. Now, this is something that I understand, but I also don't at the same time, because if you watch his tapes on YouTube, you can clearly see his face change, which wouldn't really make sense if he's only supposed to look one way all the time. I feel like it was just, like, for narrative, like, cinematic purposes or whatever. But I don't know, it's kind of weird because we're shown the footage from the view of a security camera in the interview room, so not really sure what's going on there. I think it was just kind of, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Wait, what? I'm giving Snake an arrogant country accent because I'm bored. He does have the hat for it. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that later, but anyways. Yeah. So that's basically just what I said. Like, the pictures of him that you take change depending on what his expression is currently IRL. Like, if I took a picture of him when he was smiling, and then, like, say right now he was frowning, and I went to go look back at that picture, he would be frowning in the picture, which I think is awesome, but I think that's really unique. I've never really seen, like, a character that has that trait, so anyways, yeah. Anyways, a highly corrosive and degenerative, vicious liquid constantly seeps from the eye and mouth holes of SCP-035, so yeah, I already said that. Anything coming into contact with this substance slowly decays over a period of time, depending on the material, until it has decayed completely into a pool. on the, of the original contaminant, whatever. But yeah, that's basically what I said. Like, it's not as bad as, like, cartoon acid. Like, if you dip your hand in it, your hand won't automatically disintegrate, but yeah, slowly over time, it's pretty bad. You don't want to get it on your skin, you don't want to get it on really anything, but it happens. Dio said himself that he can't really control the, like, liquid coming down from his eyes. He actually kind of makes a joke where he compares it to pissing. He says, when you gotta go, you know, you gotta go. So he, I don't know, that kind of implies that he can hold it in for a while, but yeah, typically it just kind of happens and there's nothing anyone can do about it. But anyways, glass seems to react the slowest in effects to the effects of the item, of the liquid. Hence the construction choice of its immediate container. Living organisms that come into contact with the substance react much the same way, with no chance of recovery. So that freaking sucks. Basically, if you get it on your skin or something, say you got it on, like, I don't know, your finger, the whole finger's gotta come off, I think. Kinda sucks, to be honest, but yeah, I wanted to say poor Dio, but actually, I don't know, maybe poor everyone that's come into contact with that liquid. Anyways. What's under there? Oh, I know what you're trying to do. I thought you were talking about this. I was gonna say what you wanted me to say, but I'm not gonna say it. This is a plushie that I have of SCP-035. He's literally awesome. I got it from a website called SCP Swag. I think that's the name of the website, I forgot. But yeah, if you guys want to get yourself this plushie, you can get it. Just literally look up SCP Swag, and you should see, like, a merch website. I think it took, like, maybe over a month to get here, but it's so worth it. I always say this all the time, he is so squishable. Like, I'm really trying to squish it, like, as much as I can, but it is so, like, filled with stuffing. I don't know. It makes it really fun to, I don't know, he's, like, almost bouncy. Like, you can throw him at the wall and he bounces right back. I just didn't catch him. Anyways. No, I gotta go in 4 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry. Who said that again? That's okay, KG. Or not KG, KJ. KJ. You have an amazing day when you do have to go. Hi, Naomi Silver, how are you? Okay, well, let's move on, because I'm getting distracted again. No chance of recovery. Origin of liquid is unknown. Liquid is only visible from the front and does not emerge or is even visible from the other side. That is true. Which is kind of odd, because usually when you see him portrayed, he's got, like, the black all around his face. Like, his face is, like, the first thing to rot and corrode, and it kind of, like, drips down his neck and goes to, like, his chest. I don't know. Now that I think about it, that kind of doesn't make sense, because his face would technically be, like, the most, like, shielded thing, I guess? I don't know. Because it doesn't, the liquid doesn't leak from the back, which is, like, where it comes into contact with his face, and then gravity pulls it all down, away. So, I don't know. Actually, that's interesting. I've never really thought of that, but anyways. Brandy Nicole, I love your profile pic. Anyways. Okay, subjects within 1.5 to 2 meters, aka 5 to 6 feet, of SCP-035, or in visual contact with it, experience a strong urge to put him on. That's true. When Dio is placed on the face of an individual, an alternate brainwave pattern from Dio overlaps that of the original host. effectively snuffing it out and causing brain death to the subject. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's not really a good idea to get close to Dio as just a mask, because you will experience the urge to wear it, and if you wear it, you die. You literally just die. Your body doesn't technically die in a way, because it gets possessed, and then it's able to keep functioning for a while through Dio's possession, but anyways. I have no brain to death. I don't know. I don't know then. I don't know what would happen. He can also possess, it's not just, I believe the only rule for him to possess something is it has to be humanoid. It doesn't have to be a living thing, and I believe it doesn't really work if it's not humanoid in appearance. So like, I don't know, something like an animal, like he's tried to possess 682 before. That was a funny story, but that didn't work. But he's able to possess things like mannequins and dummies, like if it looks like a human, basically. Like if it's human shape, he should be able to possess it. So yeah, that's how it works. It doesn't even have to be alive. But anyways. Where was I? Snuffing it out, causing brain death. The subject then claims to be the consciousness contained within Dio. That's literally, it's not even a claim. It's not even a claim, that is, yeah, that's literally true. I don't know why it's worded that way. But yeah, the bodies of the possessed subjects decay at a highly accelerated rate, becoming little more than mummified corpses. Yeah, that's true. As I said, he is constantly flowing this black corrosive liquid. He can't stop it, and he's not immune to his own, like, corrosion. So no matter what he possesses, eventually it will corrode and just kind of, he dies. Technically, he never dies, but like his body dies eventually. He's able, you know what, this is gonna get into it next, so I'm just gonna read what's next. Yeah, they decay at a highly accelerated rate, eventually becoming little more than mummified corpses. Nevertheless, Dio has demonstrated the ability to remain in cognitive control of a body experiencing severe structural damage, even if the subject's body literally decays to the point where motion is not mechanically possible. No effect is found to be had when placed on the face of an animal. Yeah, so again, it has to be humanoid. It doesn't even have to be alive. It could be a mannequin, it could be a dummy. As long as it's humanoid, he will be able to possess it. Obviously, he prefers, this is a little sad, he prefers living things to possess, because he just kind of likes the warmth of, like, having, like, an organic body, but at the same time, it would be a lot easier for him to possess an organic being, because they could actually move and experience the urge to place him on their face, you know, whereas, like, when it comes to a dummy or, like, a mannequin, obviously they can't be influenced by any of his, like, mental effects, because they don't have anything mental to affect, and they also can't move, so they can't put him on themselves, because it's an object, right? So yeah, I feel like I was saying something else, though. Demonstrated. Yeah, so basically, he's not immune to his own corrosion, and his body does start to corrode over time due to the liquid that comes out of his mask, and eventually it gets to the point where the body just dies. He doesn't die, the body dies, but it does take a little bit, it does take a little while, and he is still able to move, even when the body, like, shouldn't be able to. I guess because it's, I don't know, it's powered by possession, not really, I don't know, TBH. I don't know, like, he's able to move corpses that shouldn't be able to move anymore in the same way that, like, a mannequin shouldn't be able to move. I feel like it works like that, if I'm even explaining it in a way that makes any sense. But anyways, let me continue. Conversations with Dio, oh boy, have proven to be informative, actually. True and not true. I'm gonna disagree with the official wiki for a second, partially, just to say that he is very dishonest sometimes, and I don't know, it's really hard to tell when he's saying the truth and when he's not, as much as I like him and as much as I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt on a lot of things, and as often as I do, it's always best to be very skeptical when it comes to Dio. He gave a story in his interview that is completely a lie, and he kind of admits this himself in the wiki. He basically goes on and on to say that he was a gift created for, like, Greek gods, but then something went wrong and he, like, fell from, like, the heavens or whatever. Not true. Like, none of what he said happened, and his interviewer even said, like, how do I know you're not just making all of this up? And he's like, well, if you're gonna have an origin story, might as well make it multiple choice. Apparently he was quoting the Joker by saying that. I didn't know that. I thought he came up with that himself. I was like, huh, you're so funny. You're a liar. Anyways, yeah, no, he's not entirely, I don't know, well, he can be very honest when it comes to talking about other things and, like, his opinions on things. He's very honest when it comes to his opinion on things. He doesn't really hold anything back. And sometimes he says a little more than he should, actually. But when it comes to himself, he's a little more deceitful, I would say. So, like, he's informative sometimes, but he's really not other times. Like, sometimes he's, like, saying very insightful things that we wouldn't have known if it wasn't for him, and then the next moment he's, like, completely lying about having this backstory relating to, like, Greek gods and goddesses, and it's just not true, because not only did he confirm it in the interview himself by making that vague comment, like, oh, if you're gonna have an origin story, make it multiple choice, like, he just says things that are fucking wrong about his origin sometimes, but also we know that it's not true because of the camera SCP that literally exposed him as being the Black Lord of Alagata, so yeah, he's a total liar sometimes, and I personally wouldn't call him informative without also clarifying that he's really not sometimes, so I'm gonna disagree with the official wiki for just a little bit there, but anyways, let's move on. Researchers have learned various details about other SCP objects and history in general. That's true. He knows about a lot of SCPs, and he's not shy to talk about them. As SCP-035 claims to have many momentous events. I'm not really sure what that word means. Oh, and history in general. Yes, that's true. He has claimed to have been present for multiple historical events, even mythological events, such as the Greek god things. Yeah. Okay, here's a part of the wiki that I forgot that I'm not really sure about. He talked about a great flood once, and I can't remember whether that was part of his lie about the Greek gods, or if that was an actual event that happened, or, like, at least an event that he claimed to, be present for. I don't know. Does anyone else low-key miss Containment Breach? I do. I even miss Containment Breach. I think... I don't know, man. I don't want to do another stream day, because I like to kind of have my days for making videos, but at the same time... Oh, the Lost Woods. Anyways, at the same time, I miss it too. Like, I genuinely miss it too. Like, the crash outs, the screaming, the funny moments, the glitches, the I don't know. Like, I don't know. I didn't think that I would miss it so much. I really didn't think that I would miss it. But I do. I love watching Violet rage. It was fun, you know. I played up how fed up I was a lot because it was funny to me. Man, good times. Horrible times, but that's what made it good, I guess. What do I do? What do I do? Do I split things up? Okay, hold on now, guys. I have a peak idea, okay? I'm thinking one stream is, one Friday is for the SCP Wiki. And then the other stream is for, Containment Breach. Like, one Friday we play Containment Breach, and then the other Friday after that we read something from the Wiki. So it kind of, like, alternates. Like, every other Friday we're doing the other thing, right? I think we should do something like that, right? And my boy the doc. I don't miss the doc. Is there a mod I can play where he's not? I'm joking. Frumpy, do you know what mooning means? I don't recall a single time when that happened. How dare thee? No, I'm being a dickhead. I'm going as him for Halloween. There's no way that I can not like him that much to the point where I would... It just doesn't make sense. Leave my boy alone or I bonk Dio. Dio's fine. Dio's gonna be fine. I don't ever have to worry about Dio, because Dio is indestructible porcelain. Like, he looks like he would shatter, but you could take a hammer and just... You know? And he would be fine. Frumpy, hold on, are you talking about 9-6? You said Dio. No. Dio didn't do that. 9-6 shoved his cheeks into the camera. Who is it Dio or Zio? Have I been... What the fuck is this? Have I been making it sound like Zio? How zesty... Zio? How zesty am I? It's not Zio, it's D-O. It's spelled D-Y-O, and there's a little... I forget what it's called. There's like a little thing on the Y. It's Dio Polonoi. Oh my god, I'm stupid. It's okay, you got it mixed up. My bad, 096. I don't think there's ever been a time when Dio's mooned anything for any reason, okay? He has, in his own words, he has standards, okay? Please leave him alone. Anyways, let's continue reading this. Yeah, researchers have learned various details about other SCP objects and history in general, as SCP-035 claims to have been at I don't really know what that word means, I'll be honest, events. But yeah, he's claimed to be at a lot of historical events. I can't really bring up any specific examples unless that flood one counts, but it's just, I know because it says in his wiki, and also that's like totally something he would do. Let me find a better song. Because I don't know what this is, and I don't want to listen to this fucking flute solo. Gerudo Valley? This song is really fun. I like it. We're gonna listen to this one. Anyways. I need to avoid the... Hold on. This is why I need to avoid the fandom, because I understand nothing. The fandom understands nothing! The fandom doesn't read from the wiki, okay? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I used to say, like, oh, it's okay if people don't read from the wiki, like, they like what they like, and as long as they're not, like, who cares if they don't know about, like, SCP, like, 29678-B-J the, like, living fork that talks to people and tells them how much they suck to the point where they cry. Like, who cares if people don't read everything about the wiki, right? Like, I've been a fan for years and years and years, and there's still tons that I don't know about the SCP Wiki. That's the average experience being a fan of the SCP Foundation, because the SCP Foundation is the largest collaborative writing project in all of history. It is probably the largest piece of writing in history, period, and it's still growing, and it shows no signs of stopping. If anything, it's only expanding more rapidly as, you know, time goes on, but, yeah, it's really not a problem to me how much people know about the SCP Foundation. You know, my specific thing was that people have a big problem when one of your favorite SCPs, or, like, your favorite SCPs are, like, the ones from, like, Containment Breach. Because, like, oh, those are the popular ones, like, you're so basic. Like, they're popular for a reason. They really are. But anyways, yeah, now I'm kind of, like, to the point where I'm like, on one hand, it's fine. Like what you like to the extent that you like. If you like Containment Breach as a game, if you like SCP-035 and SCP-096 and, like, the Plague Doctor, like, if you like all of those SCPs, good for you. Like, I'm just happy that you're in the fandom. But when you start mischaracterizing them, like, not just mischaracterizing them, when you start to do it in a very insultive way, like you water something down, or you say something that's actually really toxic if you knew the full context of the wiki, that's when I start to get fired up. That's when I'm like, okay, you need to read the wiki. But anyways, I don't know, that's what I mean. But no, that's not what you were doing, Frumpy. Oh no, I thought that was an extended version of the Gerudo Valley. Oh, it is. It is, it doesn't, like, loop properly. But anyways. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even want to get into some of the things that people have said to me about, like, not even just popular SCP, like, it mainly happens with popular SCPs, but it also happens a lot with, like, the personnel members, too. I don't know, it's just so infuriating. Especially, one thing that really pisses me off, I just spat, that's how angry I am. One thing that really pisses me off is when people don't know about he who shall not be named and why he shall not be named. And people who know why and know what he's done and why he is no longer a part of the wiki and still make content about him as if he's still a part of everything, as if he's still part of the gang, as if everything is like cupcakes and rainbows. He's a groomer! Yeah. So anyways, read the wiki if you can. If you don't want to read the wiki, maybe be careful with what you say about certain characters and how you portray them. But anyways. Wait, Dio is more intelligent than 096? That's like saying, like, a coughing baby is less powerful than a hydrogen bomb. Valid crash out. Thank you, Hawk. Thank you. I don't know, man. You know what really grinds my gears? While we're talking about Dio, let's talk about this for a second. I'm not gonna get too much into detail about it, but people who ship the Plague Doctor and SCP-035 Dio Polonoi. Do you guys just know nothing? Like, okay, oh my gosh, okay. It kind of depends what you read on the wiki and what you see on YouTube, because the Plague Doctor will claim that they met for the first time on, like, a train, and that Dio came up to him and tried to scam him by selling him snake oil, and then he was like, but he knew it was a scam, so he was like, oh, okay. drink it then. And then Dio actually drank the snake oil, and he was, like, fine, I think. But then if you go into the actual wiki, you'll see that they go as far back as, like, Alagata, and they have stories together in Alagata. And can I just say that, like, I don't know where this shit comes from, aside from them being, like, the only anomalies that are, like, kind of, like, intelligent and humanoid within Containment Breach. Like, that's literally the only reason why I can see them both, like, being mistaken as, like, a good couple or something. But let me tell you something. Again, I said this earlier, I love Dio, he's my favorite character ever, but I will not let him off the hook for things, because, you know, he's not, like, a very good character morally. That's not really what I like him for at all, but, you know, I'm not gonna sweep it under the rug or ignore it. Anyways, according to the Plague Doctor, you can find this interview on YouTube, and you can skip to, like, certain timestamps. I think there's, like, a whole specific section just for Dio, but anyways, he says, okay, so he starts off by saying that they met once on a train, and that Dio came up to him as, like, a person who sells medical supplies, right? And one of the things that he was selling was snake oil, which is not good. And the doctor knew that it wasn't good because he's a doctor, right? He's like, okay, this is bullshit. So he's like, oh, really? Like, he's trying to, like, pretend that he's believing it, and he's like, okay, well, then if it's such a good product, can I see you try it? Like, he asked Dio to drink the snake oil to prove that it actually worked as, like, a medical product. But what he wasn't expecting was for Dio to just actually drink it and then be fine, which is exactly what happened. So that's the first time they met. Okay, I might be forgetting certain details and things, but just let me go through a list of some of the things that the Plague Doctor has claimed Dio did. Because it's kind of wild. So, first of all, I have to explain this. Okay, the Plague Doctor doesn't have, like, a face like you or me. Like, his mask is not really a mask. Like, he can't just take it off. Oh, bye, Frumpy! He can't take off his mask. That would be the same as taking off his face. His clothes are his skin, his mask is, I don't know whether it, like, fused over time or something. We don't know what exactly, we don't know exactly how he came to be what he is. When questioned on it, he just said it was, like, evolution or whatever. But anyways, he doesn't have a face. Like, what you see is his face. He can't take off his mask. That mask is his face. Anyways, but Dio wanted to see what his face looked like. I guess he just didn't believe that the Plague Doctor didn't have a face, like he was just lying about his face being his mask or whatever. Or I don't even think it was that, I think the doctor just straight up said no. And he didn't even tell him about, like, his face being the mask. Anyways, or mutation? Well, I don't know. Honestly, if I had to guess, it would be, like, he just wore it so often that it, like, became a part of him? I don't really know. It's a silly interaction, but I still don't ship. I'm fine with them being together as, like, a duo. Like, I personally see them as brothers, and I'm not against them, like, being, like, buddies or whatever. It's just, like, as a couple, it's so weird to me. Anyways, Dio either didn't know or didn't believe him, whatever, and he really wanted to see what the doctor looked like without the mask. Hi, Starscream, how are you? But the doctor wouldn't let him, right? And I don't know, I kind of forgot whether he said, hey, like, this thing can't come off. This is my I don't know whether he said that, I don't know. But Dio refused to accept the no. Y'all, okay. So Dio, his response to this was to go and kidnap a bunch of people and get them all in an area and bring the doctor over and say, hey, if you don't show me what your face looks like underneath the mask, I'm gonna burn these people. I'm gonna set fire to them, and I'm gonna burn them all alive. And the doctor left. I guess he wasn't having that. He wasn't being coerced or blackmailed or whatever. He was like, fuck this, burn the people then, like, it's your fault. So he just left. And Dio actually did it. Like, he actually went through with it. He burned those people alive. Bro was I don't know. Dio went through kind of a phase where he was, like, obsessed with the Plague Doctor, and it was, like, kind of weird. Definitely not healthy. But yeah. Dio, no. That's just the beginning. So for those of you who don't know, the Doctor traveled around a lot. He specifically, like, throughout, like, Europe and I think Asia, too. He traveled around a lot, you know, giving people the cure and whatnot. And Dio came with him, unconsensually. Dio stalked the Plague Doctor throughout Europe. Like, an entire continent, like, country to country. This man was there. So, you know, that was weird. I don't remember a lot about the Plague Doctor's interview compared to, like, Dio's. His interview was, like, a lot longer, and it wasn't a two-parter like Dio's was, and also, like, I don't know, Dio's my favorite, so I remember a lot more about his. But anyways, eventually, it got to the point where Dio was so, like, vicious and, like, spiteful, I guess, and, like, obsessed, that he tried to take it out on the Doctor by literally jumping him. I'm not even joking. This man crept up and, like, physically fucking, like, jumped the Doctor, like, violently, like, trying to attack him. And obviously it didn't work because the Doctor just touches someone and they die. So it was, like, a really pathetic attempt. He basically, like, died almost instantly, or his body did anyway. But yeah, no, I don't really agree with them being shipped at all. For obvious reasons. Like, if you know anything about their lore together, also, I don't know, with how far back they go, I'm like, I don't know, I feel like if there was something there between them both, they've known each other for centuries. I feel like it would have happened by now, so the fact that it hasn't kind of tells you something. Wait, what? Who touched the Doctor? He touched the Doctor. Don't touch the Doctor. Slaps Dio as punishment. Dio got his punishment. But anyways, yeah, their history is really, really rough. And honestly, I see them both as brothers, but I do not see them as a couple, like, at all. Like, they're absolutely diabolical together. The Plague Doctor also has his own flaws that I won't get into on this stream. Maybe I will when I have a stream for him on Halloween, but yeah, that's its own thing. But anyways, we went off on a massive tangent, but yeah, no, Dio, like, coerced the Doctor, or at least tried to, by burning people alive. He stalked him across Europe. He tried to, like, sell him poison, basically. He, like, physically assaulted him. Did I say stalked throughout Europe yet? Yeah. No. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, when people ship them, it just... And on top of everything, Dio's mine, okay? Dio's mine. I don't want to see him shipped with anyone else, you know? I get jealous, man. Not really, but a part of me does, kind of. But anyways, let's move on, because that was a long rant. But yeah, don't ship those two. It's totally, like, toxic, abusive, whatever you want to call it. It's not healthy at all. I don't know, it's deeply problematic. And to me, to me personally, I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but to me personally, it kind of feels like incest, to me personally, because I see them both as brothers. Yeah, Dio X Violet confirmed. Yeah, we've been a couple since, like, I can't even say forever, because I only turned 18, like, 3 years ago, but, you know. Anyways, yeah, no, Dio's mine. Mine! Anyways, let's continue. Psychological analysis. Oh, yeah, here we almost dropped my tablet again. I caught it because I'm so cool. I'm basically like Spider-Man. Anyways. Okay, let's keep reading. Where were we? Informative, blah blah blah. SCP-035 displays a highly intelligent and charismatic personalities. Yeah, that's what I like him for. Both being amiable. I kind of forgot what that means, I'm gonna be honest. And flattering to all those who speak to it. SCP-035, Dio has scored a 99th. Scored in the 99th percentile on all intelligence and aptitude tests administered to it, and appears to have a photographic memory. In short, he is stupidly intelligent, and, well, a photographic memory, that's pretty self-explanatory. Hey Violet, do you know the cracks? Do you know the crack houses vid, like Mickey Mouse crack houses? No! No. Mickey Mouse crack house. No, I've never heard of that before. I don't know what a crack house is. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, though. What were we saying? Yeah, very, very smart, very, very charming. Anyways, however, psychological analysis has discovered, SCP-035 2K. This music is, like, kind of distracting me a little bit, but it's okay. A highly manipulative nature. Yes, this is what he's known for. Capable of forcing sudden and profound changes to interviewers' psychological state. Dio has proven to be highly sadistic. Sorry, ew. Prompting some to commit... I don't know if I can say this word. Causing some people to off themselves. And transforming others into near mindless servants with linguistic persuasion alone. That's true. He can basically make people into his little minions just by manipulation alone. No... What I think is so impressive about Dio, and what I like about him a lot, is that a lot of his, like, abilities don't actually come from, like, his anomalous nature, or, like, is it inhuman? Is that the right word? Like powers that he has? It actually comes from his own intellect, and how he's able to use psychology to kind of get his way and get around. A lot of, like, the most impressive things that he's capable of just because of his intelligence, which I think is really cool. I think that's really unique. But anyways, yeah, very sadistic, brainwash people. Yeah, it's not easy, having him as my favorite character because of what he does, but, you know. Anyways, yeah, Dio has stated that it has intimate knowledge of the workings of the human mind and has implied it could change anyone's views if given enough time. like, like on one hand I don't doubt it, but then on the other hand, like, by that logic, why are you not out of containment for good yet? I don't know. Anyways, so here's some additional information. Then we've got a lot of addendums. I don't know if we're gonna get into the addendums today, because holy fuck, there's a lot to read, and we still have to talk about Aligata. I might save it for another stream. I don't know. I highly doubt this will be my last stream relating to Dio. I don't know, I like him that much. If you want to check out the Crack House vids. No! I'm okay. Thanks, though. Thanks. Thank you. Anyways, additional. Dio was found in a sealed crypt in an abandoned house in Venice in we don't know the exact year, it's redacted, but sometime in the 1800s, he was discovered in a sealed crypt in an abandoned house in Venice. This is one of those things where I kind of forgot how, but I believe in the Plague Doctor's interview again, it was actually him who put Dio there because of his behavior. He was like, okay, yeah, you're going away for a long time, buddy. So yeah, that's where he was found and contained. You could kind of say that the reason that he got caught by the SCP Foundation and the reason that he's in containment today is kind of the Plague Doctor's fault, but like at the same time, I get why he did it. Like, I can't say I don't get it, I can't say I don't disagree, you know? Isn't that the channel that makes videos of SpongeBob and Mickey characters beating each other? What are we talking about? Also, thank you, Howler Paws. Thank you, that's very nice. What the fuck are we talking about? Anyways, addendums. Oh yeah, okay, so Dio has been found to be able to possess anything that has a humanoid shape, as mentioned earlier by me. Including mannequins, corpses, and statues. Dio has been able to motivate all into movement. Yeah, removing the need to expose live subjects to Dio. Still, anything it possesses inevitably decays into motion. Yeah, this is basically all stuff that I've said already. Facilitated an escape attempt, convincing several of the research staff to aid in its bid for freedom. I'm with it. I don't care. Anyways, insurrection failed. All staff that have been in contact with Dio have been terminated, and mandatory psychiatric evaluations have been implemented. Yeah, so that's another thing that I said, like, right at the beginning of the article. One of the reasons that he's able to get out so much is he just convinces people to let him out. So I honestly, like, on one hand, I don't know. Like, part of me doesn't even get why they, like, triple lock his cell and do all of that, because all it takes is just convincing one person to unlock it. Draw the Plague Doctor with a Miku wig and Dio with a Teto. I can't pronounce that wig. One day, please. You know, maybe if I get really desperate one day, I might open commissions. I would charge a lot for that, but if you have the money and I'm desperate enough, I don't know. That's funny though. Anyways, the stream has been going on for 2 hours! Oh my god, no, but an hour and a half. Okay, we really need to move on to Aligata, but let me see. Let me just skim through this. Blah, 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 meow. Okay, yeah, this is way too much to read and still have room for everything else. So that wraps it up for Dio's part of this. We're gonna move on to Aligata now, but I don't know, there's still more on that file that I would like to go back to, maybe? I don't know. Any excuse to talk more about Dio, right? So... Anyways, let's go SCP. Can you guys believe that Alligata is one of my favorite SCPs, but I can never remember the number? All I know is that it's somewhere in the 2000s. SCP-2264. Alligata. So it doesn't actually show us a picture of Alligata on the wiki, but there is a lot of incredible works of art related to Alligata. Literally just Google it and go into images. I swear you will find the most beautiful images of this place. But anyways, do you remember me saying at the beginning of the stream how Alligata is accessed by using like a portal in England? Okay, so the portal is actually like a gate. Rapunzel, let down your hair. Anyways, it's actually, it's a gate in England, and this is where in the Tower of London. This is kind of what it looks like. So that's where the portal is. That's the image that the wiki gives. I actually read a lot about like the Tower of London because there's a book at the library that I go to that's about like 7 royal ravens. And this is not a fictional story, by the way. This is a real, I'm gonna go off on a bit of another tangent. This is a real thing. 7 royal ravens is an actual thing that they have in England for the Tower of London. And the reason why is because what is it called? Like a superstition, I guess? It was believed that the ravens being at the tower was like a good sign, and if the ravens were ever to leave the tower for some reason and just like never come back, it would mean that like bad things are to come. I forgot whether it was like just the tower or like all of like the kingdom or whatever, but it was said that if the ravens left, then bad things would happen. So what they did is they took 7 ravens at all times, and they take really good care of the ravens. And there is one guy or girl who's responsible for taking care of the ravens, and they get titled as the Raven Master. So the title of the book was The Raven Master, and you get to learn about his job and like all of the different ravens. That it's so, I don't know, I never got to finish it, but it's really cute. Anyways, that was kind of a that was, like, really unrelated, but anyways. So yeah, Alligata is considered a safe class SCP because it's a dimension. Like, it's not gonna move anywhere. If you guys don't know, the way that object classes work, safe does not mean that it's not dangerous. It just means that if you contain it, it's not gonna get out of containment. Like, if you put it down into a room and you leave it, yeah, I don't, that was kind of awkward. Anyways, Bear's in my room now. Do you guys want to see him while I talk? Anyways, if you put it into a room and it won't get out of the room, if you leave it, it's safe. Like, a dimension is safe, because how is a dimension gonna move, right? So that's why it's considered safe. It's actually a very, very dangerous place. Hi, Bear. Come on, bud. Oh, don't growl. Oh, he's being really sassy, guys. Family jump scare. That was my brother. Anyways. I'll keep Bear up while I talk. Unless he wants to go. I don't know. Hey, bud. Say hi to everyone. Say hello. Okay, anyways, special containment procedures. Obviously, again, it's a safe class SCP because it's a dimension, and a dimension isn't gonna go anywhere, but still. Due to the unavoidably public nature of the building housing SCP-2264-A. Sorry, I'm really bad at reading numbers out loud. That's Alligata itself. Security measures are to focus on preventing civilian access to the anomaly's entrance. The Foundation is to cooperate with the government of the United Kingdom in concealing the existence of Alagata. I'm just gonna say Alagata. A hidden passage to Alagata has been constructed and remains as its only means of access. Sorry, Bear's gonna whine. I don't know why my brother let him in my room, because he doesn't want to stay here. So we're gonna let him out. Did I drop? Oh, I dropped my tablet. I thought my phone dropped. Anyways, I love your dog. I love my dog too. He's my son. That little guy is my son. But anyways, the original entrance room to where Alagata is located has been walled over, ensuring that only authorized personnel have access to Alagata. Operatives are to be reassigned and replaced monthly due to the threat of a psychological addiction to SCP-035-B. I dropped my tablet again. That's so freaking awkward. Anyways. Oh no, A is an Alagata, my bad. Description. Wait, is it? I don't know. I don't know my dashes, to be honest. I'm terrible when it comes to, like, the actual numbers of SCPs. I've said that, like, a million times. But anyways, SCP-2264-A is a door composed of iron located within a hidden chamber beneath the Martin Tower, a part of the Tower of London. Oh, it's awesome, silliest. Anyways, I'm trying not to get sidetracked. The gateway cannot be unlocked through traditional means, requiring a highly ritualized process. Attached to SCP-2264-A is a complex apparatus composed of alchemical tools. Yeah, a lot of this is confusing for me too, but anyways. Can I type in a made-up SCP story in the chat for you to read? I may get sidetracked, but if you've already made it, you might as well send it. I'll just read it. I think there's a character limit though on how much you can chat. But anyways, the gateway cannot be unlocked, blah 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 blah. Attached to SCP-2264-A is a complex oh wait, I just read that. Tools such as alembics, retorts, and a crucible. Yeah, I'm not good with my words, guys. Based on journals found within the hidden chamber, SCP-2264-A is presumably the creation of Henry Percy, born in, I think, hold on, 27th of April, 1564 to the 5th of November, 1632. The 9th Earl of Northumberland, an English aristocrat, alchemist, and long-term prisoner within the Tower of London. Oh my god. I'm sorry, lots of numbers and words to pronounce in this one. No, you're too late. It's actually 4:47 for me now, so. Yeah. Anyways. Where am I? He was known as the Wizard Earl due to his extensive library and interest in the scientific and occult. Here's a picture of Henry Percy in question. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know too much about this guy alone. Unless, I don't know, it updated the moment it's sent. You're too slow. Anyways, we're not gonna read the journal. When does this talk more? Because I want to talk about, like, actually Alagata and, like, not just, like, the portal. I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah, -B is Alagata, sorry. Okay, I kind of want to gloss over the portal just a little bit. Here we go. Okay. SCP-2264-B. This is a Legata. I'm just gonna, anytime that it says SCP-2264-B, because I suck at saying numbers out loud and I stutter a lot over things, I'm just gonna be saying a Legata. Same way that I say Dio instead of 035. It's just easier for me, and it's easier for you guys to know what I'm talking about, so, yeah. Anyways. Okay. Aligata is an extra-dimensional city, which does not correspond with any known location, earthly or otherwise. Very unique in appearance and architecture and all of that, but we'll get into that. Objects that originate from within Aligata will dematerialize if brought through the gates. Such objects have later been found returned to the site of their initial removal. That is true. You can't really... Which is kind of interesting in Dio's case. Well, I guess people don't work the same, but yeah, if you take things out of Aligata, it won't stay out of Aligata for long. But anyways, those who enter SCP-2264-B... I just said that so cleanly. And on accident, too. I think I'm getting better, guys. Anyways, all report having all personal belongings removed, and their clothes replaced. This is true. Manifested outfits are said to resemble those worn at masquerade balls, most especially those associated with the Carnival of Venice, and will dematerialize upon exit of Aligata. Masks cannot be removed while inside of Aligata, but the rest of the attire can be discarded if one chooses to do so. Now here's where it gets interesting. I don't think it says in the wiki here, but I'm gonna explain it. The reason why everyone has masks in Aligata that you cannot remove is because... So you guys remember, okay, so there's a lot of, like, rulers of Aligata. It's kind of like a hierarchy in a way. So... the one that's supposed to be on the top is the Hanged King. The Hanged King is supposed to be, obviously, like, the king, like, the main, like, ruler of Aligata. Then is supposed to be the lords, right? The colored lords that I mentioned before, like the Black Lord, the White Lord, the, why am I forgetting? The White Lord, the Black Lord, the Red Lord. Who am I forgetting? Whatever, the colors, the 4 colors. Anyways, so there's the king, there's the lord, but there's also... How do I explain the ambassador, man? There's this fucking creature named the ambassador. Okay, that's all we know him as. And he is this, like, humanoid, faceless thing. And we don't know where he comes from. We don't really know anything about him, but he is extremely sadistic. Like, he's... Like, he makes Dio look like a really nice guy. To put things into simple terms, he's absolutely brutal. Very, very brutal. I remember one story where MTF members were sent into Aligata and he, like, crushed all of their bones from the inside. I don't know. There was a time when he killed a bunch of musicians, because I think they were trying to, like, introduce, like, new ideas to Aligata, like, new colors and stuff. Yeah, no, the ambassador is not very nice, but the ambassador is basically the true ruler of Aligata because he is actually in control of the Hanged King, and there's all this lore, and it's kind of confusing, but anyways, yeah, the ambassador is, like, the true ruler. Like, the Hanged King is supposed to be, and everybody thinks that it's the Hanged King, but it's actually the ambassador, and the ambassador is, like, the big bad of Aligata. But anyways, yeah, the ambassador, I think, is the one who made it so that everyone in Aligata has to be bound to a mask on their face, because no one was allowed to be more beautiful than the ambassador, which kind of doesn't make sense because the ambassador doesn't have a face. But that's why they all have to, like, hide their face, because nobody is allowed to, like, look better than the ambassador. But anyways, that's a little tangent. But anyways, I'm gonna try to not get I'm just gonna try to read what's on here and not comment on it too much, because this is how we go over. But anyways, the majority of Aligata's inhabitants are dressed and adorned in a similar fashion. Agents have reported a somewhat organic quality to their costumes, frequently describing it as chinas? I don't really know what that means, I'm gonna be honest. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna Google it actually, because that's... I just noticed something. Hold on. Chitinous definition. The fibrous substance consisting of polysaccharides or something forming the major constituent in the exoskeleton of arthropods and the cells walls of fungi? Arthropods? Like centipedes? I literally love centipedes. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. Anyways, what were we reading? Where were we? Hold on, it made me lose my place. Okay, the most common inhabitants of Aligata are roughly humanoid and have since been classified as SCP-035-1. The sky has been described as yellow, which is partially one of the reasons why I love the aesthetic so much, because it kind of reminds me of the Twilight Realm from Twilight Princess. But anyways, we're not going to talk about that. I'm not going to get sidetracked. Anyways, and containing an underdeterminate number of black stars, corresponding with no known or even hypothesized constellations. The buildings are shaped in such a manner as to suggest them being carved from a single seamless material. Black, white, yellow, and red are the only colors to reportedly occur within Aligata. It's kind of what I said already. The architecture is non-Euclidean, and the normal laws of gravity do not apply. Yes, that's true. If you go on to, you remember when I told you guys to, like, go and look at images of Aligata? You guys will see, like, some crazy architecture, like upside-down staircases, like, I don't know. Man, it's so fucking cool. I would actually have a heart attack and die on the spot if they ever made, like a show or something based on Aligata for the visuals alone. Like, it would, I don't know, man, it would have the same effect as, like, you know when people say, like, oh, imagine giving, like, lean to, like, a medieval Victorian child? Like, that's what it would do to me. Like, I couldn't handle it, but I would love it so much, but also it would really overwhelm me, because it would be so awesome. But anyways, yeah, thus inhabitants can be observed climbing a stairway upside down, but based on their own gravity source, they are climbing normally. Yeah, I kind of just said that, the staircase upside down, but whatever. The city has been described of having the odor of dried flowers with a hint of mold. Or a scent not unlike that of old books. So we're really going for a strong aesthetic here, and I love it so much. But anyways, the actual size of the city has been difficult to measure, but appears to be located on an island surrounded by black ocean. The composition of the liquid is unknown, but is described as appearing more vicious than water. Kind of makes you wonder. But anyways, operatives have... Wait, hold on. I feel like hold on. No, the city is big. I forgot where, but it says the exact measurements of the city somewhere. The city is like miles long, I believe. Like, it's a very big city. Very, very big. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw the actual, like, estimated measurements of Alagata. It's a pretty big city. I don't know. I don't know where, if I didn't read that from this wiki, I don't know then. Aw, thank you, Evergreen. You're really nice for saying that. Thank you so much. Hi, Furbies. Love Jesus. You wanted me to notice you, so I'm doing that. But anyways. Where was I? Oh yeah, operatives have reported a hold on. Hold on. I don't know how to pronounce this word. And hold on, pronunciation? Oh my god! Hypnagogic. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyways, I think it's related to, like, sleep? I don't know. Malaise while exploring Alagata with difficulty estimating time and space. Although Alagata is a tangible location and not considered to be an actual dream, those who had a history of lucid dreaming have shown greater self-control and attention to detail than those who did not. That's true, okay. Again, I don't know why I'm remembering stuff that is not in the wiki. I must have read it somewhere else from the wiki. But yeah, being in Alagata feels a lot like you are dreaming. Even though it's not an actual dream, you just feel like you're in a dream. And if you're good at lucid dreaming, like me, I'm the lucid dreaming master, you are able to navigate it a lot better, and you're able to, well, like the wiki says, you're able to have greater self-control and attention to details. But yeah, basically, if you can't, like, lucid dream, you're gonna have a bit of a harder time in Alagata, so I'm kind of lucky. I love lucid dreaming so much. Except when it's horror related, but anyways. Yeah, operatives are to be reassigned and replaced monthly due to the threat of a psychological addiction to Alagata. I don't even think that's anything anomalous. I would be addicted to Alagata. Guys, just based off of the description of Alagata that I've gave so far, who would get addicted to going there? Show of hands. I would. But anyways, I also haven't told you guys, like, what actually goes down there, but, you guys don't need to know that yet. Anyways, initial efforts at exploration resulted in 8 AWOL operatives, with those that return having difficulty describing what they have observed in a coherent and/or detailed manner. Is that... I feel like that's referring to a specific story, but I don't know. Anyways, addendum. Alagata and all SCPs revolving around it was discovered accidentally during the refurbishment of the Martin Tower in a redacted date, like completely redacted. We don't even know the year. But anyways, the Foundation was contacted by representatives of the Crown. The Crown? Oh, okay. Due to suspicion of potentially anomalous artifact based on the writing. Sorry. I'm getting a bunch of Instagram notifications. People are liking my comments a lot because I'm kind of funny. Stop! Oh my god, guys. Oh my gosh. Why are they all coming in at once? Like, I'm suddenly being reminded of everything that I've ever commented on Instagram. Anyways. The Foundation was contacted, blah 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 blah. Based on the writings found within, since attributed to Henry Percy, the 9th Earl of Northumberland. You'd think I would know what that is, but I don't. Discovered among his notes and an unsent letter intended to be received by Christopher Marlowe, famed poet and playwright. The letter is dated 30th of May of 1593, by the way. So Alagata is old. Like, it's old. Which means Dio is old, because Dio existed even before Alagata. I believe Dio was like a grown man, but at the time of like Alagata's creation. Dio's old. He doesn't act like it though. You know what? He's very adaptable. I'm gonna say that. He's really good at like keeping up with the times, you know. But anyways, some footnotes, also known as Her Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress. Not really sure what that means, but if I had to guess, it would be Miss Crow, which is the sister of the Hanged King. She's awesome. She's one of my, like, favorite parts of Alagata. She gets bullied a lot because her eyes are different than any other color in Alagata. So in Alagata, there is strictly only black, white, yellow, and red. They're, like, very strict about that. The ambassador is, like, brutal to people that try to introduce new colors to the kingdom. But Miss Crow has purple eyes, which is pretty cool, but she gets mocked a lot for that. That is not cool. I believe, if I remember correctly, there was a story once where she actually wanted to rule Alagata for herself, and I believe she would have been a better ruler, but she was stopped. She had plans to overthrow, like, the Hanged King and everyone and take over as the ruler, but apparently I haven't actually read this story myself. I heard it through word of mouth, kind of, so, like, take it with a grain of salt, but apparently she was stopped because the plague doctor found out about the plan and he fucking snitched on her. Not cool, Doc. Really not cool, but anyways. Do you think Dio is older than the Avatar's destructive abilities of Dragonheart's ancestors? Well, can you put a year on it? Okay. If I had to guess, Dio would have been, like, an adult by the time that the, like, Alagata was created. It doesn't specify his age, but it definitely makes him portray, you know, there's no specification that he's young. In the artwork, he's portrayed pretty adult-looking. So I would say minimum he was, like, 20, and that's being generous. And if Alagata was first discovered in... Well, we don't know, actually. But there's a letter. I don't know, though. Unsolved murder. Okay, that letter is... If it's being mentioned here, it's probably linked to Alagata, and that was in 1593, so... I don't know. I'm guessing sometime around the 1550s was probably when Dio was born, if not about a decade or two before that. But we don't know. We don't exactly know what Dio was beforehand. He probably was a human if I had to guess, but we don't know. He could have been something else that lived a lot longer. I don't know, not an exact year because the first one existed before the concept of time. Then obviously Dio is a lot younger then, if you can put an estimate on his birth. But yeah, he's at least 500 years old. Which is fine, I'm 21, you know? Anyways. Don't question it. Frequently referred to in notes as, oh, the Janus Gate. Okay. The Janus Gate is the Roman deity of beginnings and transitions, thereby associated with doors, doorways, gates, and passages. The Janus Gate is actually what Dio used when he was being exiled to escape Alagata to Earth, before he was, like, publicly executed. So yeah, that's pretty cool, right? That you need a key for it, which one of his servants got for him, and like snuck down into like the cell that he was being held in, which is kind of cool. You know, I'm not gonna say what follows after because it doesn't paint Dio in the best light, but anyways, a secret society interested in the science, philosophy, and religion. Members were suspected of atheism, at the time not only considered blasphemous, but as an act of treason and anarchy. Members of what? Of, like, Alagata? Like, what do you mean, a secret society? In Alagata? I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Anyways, I'm gonna move on from that, because, I don't know, I could make a lot of speculation on it. To request this information, please contact the Department of Alchemical Studies. I will not be doing that, because we're already kind of sidetracked. To request this information, please contact the oh, I just read that. This may be caused by multiple gravity wells within the city, but cannot be directly measured. Meaning remains unknown. What are we talking about? What is it? What are these footnotes actually about? Like, what do you mean meaning remains unknown? Clearly. Anyways, 7. Seems likely the play being referred to here is SCP-701. I actually don't need to look at that. I know what that is. That is a play. That is a tragedy. It's linked to Alagata and the ambassador specifically. And basically, at the end of the play, everybody goes insane, and I think they all off themselves, and then the ambassador shows up. Yeah. The script should be investigated for more information on Alagata. But anyways, that is the end of Alagata's, like, basic wiki, but it has a ton of tales that tell you more, and I definitely recommend reading them. Some of them can be a little bit confusing sometimes. I know I've definitely had to read a few of them where I've had to, like, read it a couple times, and then I've had to go online and be like, what does this story mean? And, like, read about it on, like, Reddit or Quora or whatever, because people summarize it pretty well. For example, the There Are No Children in Alagata story. I still don't really understand that one, but there are no children in Alagata. But anyways, why is my mom texting me while I'm trying to live stream? We could read about the tale now, or we could wrap things up and have a yapping session. Because we're already 2 hours into the... My mom just... I don't know. Man. Anyways, I'll get back to her later. So she keeps texting me stuff. She wants to borrow stuff from me. She already kind of owes me stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, I'll deal with that after the stream. I don't know. I kind of still want to go on about And So the Crows Laughed. Should I do a part 2? Oh, I don't know. Should I do a part 2? Because, okay, hear me out. I didn't get to read about all of Dio's things, right? I didn't get to read about all of his addendums, and he's still someone that I want to talk about because he's my favorite SCP ever. But at the same time, we could finish Dio's file and a part 2, and then we can also talk about more tales from Alagata, because I love And So the Crows Laughed. I don't know. It's basically, and So the Crows Laughed is basically an origin story for Aligata. To summarize it a little bit, the Hanged King was once like a normal man who wanted to become immortal. So what he did is he approached these three, like, entities, very powerful, godlike, called the Brothers of Death, and they are three brothers of death. And what they did is they basically, like, had a gamble with the Hanged King. And the Hanged King was already a king by this time. I believe he ruled, well, obviously he ruled the city of Aligata, but it was a part of Earth at that time. It wasn't its own dimension yet with all of these, like, weird, anomalous properties. It was just, like, a normal, like, kingdom city on Earth. But the king wanted to be immortal, so he gambled with these three godlike entities. And they said, like, if you win, you become immortal, but if you lose, like, basically a bunch of bad shit is gonna happen. They're gonna, like, change the entire city, and they're gonna, like, kill off a lot of its, like, people and its livestock. So famine is a major problem in Aligata, actually. But anyways, well, there's a lot of problems in Aligata. Saying there's a problem in Aligata is like saying water is wet, you know? Actually, no, because apparently water isn't wet. I don't know what that means, by the way, but it's like saying that, like, I don't know, strawberries are sweet. I don't know. It's pretty obvious. But anyways, yeah, he loses the bets, the gambles, and, a lot of Aligata's population gets wiped, and a lot of the livestock dies, and, basically the townspeople are so mad at the king for doing this that they hang him, and I kind of forgot why, but he stays in, like, this state of, like, life or death, kind of, like, life and death at the same time, so he's in, like, this constant state of, like, dying. So the Hanged King is, like, in constant agony, and he can't die, but he's also not technically alive either. But he has one loyal servant. This loyal servant becomes the Black Lord. This is Dio that we're talking about. And basically the gods of death, they go, okay, we will grant you true immortality if... Am I getting this right? I feel like I'm mixing up details. But anyways, they basically say, like, if you get a drop of, like, everyone's blood in Aligata and you put it into a cup and you drink out of the cup, we will... What the fuck is this? What the fuck what is this? I don't want to listen to this. Am I gonna get copyrighted for this? I hope not. Let's put on the Song of Storms again. Why not? Anyways. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they were like, if you drink out of this cup, we will grant you, like, true immortality. Like, you'll live forever, you won't be in a state between, like, life or death anymore, and you won't be in pain anymore. Now, this is where Dio majorly fucks up, but at the same time, he's kind of a real one. Because he actually goes and he gets everyone's blood from every single person left. He gets their blood and he puts it into a cup for the Hanged King. Okay, Dio is, like, incredibly loyal to the Hanged King. At least I think so, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on this one, even though... Anyways, so he gives the Hanged King the cup, and that's where he fucked up, because the Hanged King is, obviously, as I just said, he's in a state between life and death. He's in extreme agony and pain, and he can barely, like, be conscious, like, he can barely do anything, let alone hold a cup of liquid. So Dio gives him the cup, and the Hanged King spills it. There goes all the blood, and then he's just kind of fucked for life now, because the one thing that he had to do to, like, be not in that state, he dropped it, and he fucked it up, you know, they fucked it up. So the Hang King got stuck in this state between, like, life or death, and he still lives like that today, and now, because he's in such a bad state, the ambassador is able to, like, kind of take advantage of him and, like, rule for him without anyone knowing. I believe the way it works is basically the ambassador forces his own rules on Aligata, and he just says that it's like the king's orders or like the king's will, and nobody's kind of any the wiser. But Dio found out, and Dio tried to put a stop to that, and that's actually why he got exiled. But anyways, that's that. I'm gonna leave it at that today. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent again. We're gonna have a yapping session, okay, with the chat. Unless the chat is slow again. The chat was kind of slow last time when I was trying to have yapping session, so we might have yapping session before I leave. Should I make a medieval magical plot thing? You know what? Yeah. Kamari, it's you! Kamari, I can see you now. Kamari, that's you. I can see you. What the hell? Hey, Kamari. I wonder what happened. Now I can see. Yeah, now I can. I don't know when that happened. But yeah, hi, Kamari. How are you? May I repeat the funny made-up story in case you didn't see it? Well, I actually didn't see it, so sure. I did. I completely missed it. I forgot you were even doing that, I'll be honest. But yeah, yay, I can finally see Kamari. And Molosco has a funny story, a made-up story. Oh boy, okay. The doctor had one day on April 1st, 2025. Is it April Fool's? Hold on. Escaped from his cell and just so happened to stumble across Dio's cell. Why would he go to Dio's cell? I'm gonna be honest, if I was the doctor, which obviously I'm not because I would do the complete opposite of this, but I would stay very far from Dio's cell. But anyways. Hold on, it keeps going, every time that I try to read this chat, it keeps going up. I have to hold my, like, finger down on the phone, so it doesn't do that. Which is closed. What is he doing right now? Probably corroding a glass case, if I were to guess. Oh well, we might have something that makes us hate each other, but I'll take a look, the doctor says before he opens Dio's door. Is he stupid on purpose? Hold on, it just strolled up again. The moment he opened the door, he saw Dio with a Teto. Hold on. I know what Teto, okay, I know what Teto is, actually. I know that one. So there's Hatsune Miku, and then Teto is the one with, like, the, like, reddish, pinkish hair, kind of, I think. I really don't know anything about Hatsune Miku, but I know Teto, I think. He saw Dio with a Teto wig, holding up 2 baguettes, and was dancing along with a radio playing Teto's Territory while he screams Diva? I think I would break up with him if I ever saw him do that. Anyways. Like, I can excuse murdering, but I draw the line at cringe. Anyways, what the fuck are you doing? Said the doctor with a confused voice. The end. Oh, that's just the end of the story. You know, it's an interesting story. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. Yeah, she have curly hair. Who has curly hair? Not me. My hair is flat. Like, it's very, very, very slightly wavy at best. I have, like, flat, thin hair. I look like a wet dog if I don't use volume spray. It's actually really sad. Violet, do you want to know about my console collection if you want to hear? You know what? I do. This is the type of thing yapping session is for, so go ahead. I'm going to write some Wildcraft Origins in a bit for tomorrow. Ooh, I'm getting excited. It's so long. Take your time with everything, you know, don't feel like you have a deadline. I can just read it next week or whatever. But anyways, I'm excited. This is a good yapping session. Surprisingly, the chat isn't dead. Maybe it's because I revived the channel by posting today. Oh, I can't wait to see how that's doing now. I don't expect it to completely blow up because, again, I completely fucking nosedived my channel by not posting for a while, but, you know, maybe it's doing a little bit better. The video, yeah, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but, is that a bird? Yeah, it is. I thought it was a plane. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the video that is, like, the best on my channel with, like, over... How many views does it have now? I don't know. Well over 1 million, though. I know that much. Like, I still get comments on it every day today. That's how good it is, I guess. Where is it? The fuck was that? Where is it? Warrior Cat. Yeah, 1.4 million views. Pretty good for my channel. That did horribly, numbers-wise for the first few days. I remember spending a long time on it and then being like, oh no, it's terrible and everyone hates it and it's the worst thing ever. And whatever, and then it, like, blew up out of nowhere, and now it's, like, my best video by far. Kinda hoping something like that happens with Bella Returns, but I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I was like, it's not something that, like... it's not something that I expect, it's just something that I'm, like, kinda hoping for a little bit. But anyways. So... One of my older cousins gave some of his console, like 2 3DS and 1 PS1 and 2 custom Nintendo 64s and a huge box of Game Boy and GameCube games, and he told me he wanted more space in his room and gave it to me. You're so lucky. Man, that would be like a lot of money and nostalgia right there. Man. I don't know. All I want to do is get my Nintendo 64 working so I can play Ocarina of Time again, but at the same time, I feel like it would be so nostalgic that I would just cry the entire time. But anyways, I like your new horror story. Thank you, Esme, thank you. I don't care about how it performs. I'm definitely gonna do something like that again. I'm just gonna make it a little bit better next time. But anyways, hear more about Hound in the future of short videos. I don't want to say anything for sure, but definitely. Probably. Eventually. I'm not saying it's gonna happen soon. I want to get a really big project out of the way because there's only 14 people here right now, okay? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a really big secret that you guys are gonna know as a thanks for coming to my SCP stream and listening to me yap about all of my favorite things, okay? You guys are gonna know some insider knowledge, alright, that you guys can't share with anyone. There is a much bigger project that I'm working on. You guys probably know what I'm talking about just by saying that. But the project and one of my creepypastas is actually a... How do I say this? Like a sequel to a project that has not been released yet. Like, the project that I'm working on is basically a prequel to a certain creepypasta and the story of Bello Return. Like, I'm thinking of having those two worlds kind of connect, eventually. And when it all comes full circle, you'll be like, oh my god, like, This is so cool. She's been planning this for like ages. Kind of, in a way. I feel like I've already said too much, so I'm gonna shut up. But yeah, get excited for that. I smell peak incoming. I don't... Okay. I have to shut my fucking mouth. I talk too much. Shut your fucking mouth. I have to stop talking. Like, genuinely, I have to stop talking. I really want to say something. I should not. I feel like I really shouldn't. So, meow. I'm just not gonna say it. Sequel about AI that came before, but nope. It's related more to a cinematic universe rather than like the universe's Wildcraft as a video game. Because obviously we know from the horror story that I made that it's not exactly like players playing a game, it's more like an actual universe. Don't shut your mouth. I am. I can't say it. In the future, I'll be able to, for sure, but for now, no, I'm shutting up about it. You guys can't know. It wouldn't be very exciting if I just told you guys everything right off the bat, right? Especially before it even happens, because I have a bad habit of, over-promising things and just switching things up, like saying that I'm gonna do one thing and then doing an entirely different thing. So it's best if I just zip it. You made a bellow bracelet? Moosey, that's so cute! I wonder, can I see it from this? No, I can't, but I'll check it out tomorrow for the Wildcraft stream. Player Avarice got a return? Maybe. He counts as like an older AI, but he won't be connected to... Or at least he probably won't be connected to the same universe. But I'll think about that, man. Player Avarice was a good one. At least it did really well numbers-wise. Anyways, let's continue yapping for another... the stream's been going on for 2 hours and 21 minutes, almost 22, so let's keep going to 25. How about that? We'll yap for like 3 more minutes. The VCU, Violet Cinematic Universe. Maybe I'll call it something, I don't know. My younger cousin is begging me to make him a custom Therian mask. Bro, I have a lot of cosplay projects to go through. Go ask your older siblings. Oh, your old siblings. Oh! Hey, that's cool. I'm buying all of my stuff, for this Halloween's costume. It's going really good. I already got boots for it and gloves for it, and they both look, and they actually feel great. Like, they're super comfortable, actually. If you live in Canada, you would know that Halloween is actually kind of not about trick-or-treating for as long as you're allowed to, like, be out for if you're a kid, or, like, as long as you can go without getting tired and giving up. Halloween is about going as far as you can before getting too cold to the point where you have to go home and warm up before going back out. I'm definitely not going to be cold this Halloween, is all I'm saying. But yeah, I'm really excited, actually. I'm kind of nervous at the same time, though, because I've ordered things that, like, I don't know if they're gonna be here on time, and I've bought backups in case they don't, but the backups don't look that good. That's why they're backups. But anyways, I'm hoping that everything just goes my way. Normally that's how it goes anyway, so, you know. Ooh, Epsilon, you got some new clothes recently? That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. I don't know about Florida. I think it's just gonna be raining. Hopefully it's not raining for Halloween. I mean, I'll probably be fine too, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know how my costume is gonna be, but it's like basically like all leather. So I'm gonna be fine. They're mostly shirts and jackets, but still, ooh, I love jackets. Jackets are really underrated fashion. Well, they're not that underrated, but I feel like nobody talks about how cool they are. which is also not true, so I don't know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, I am the Shugi? What the fuck is the Shugi? I'm making a Bello necklace now? That's so cute! Aww. Well, I guess, I don't know if it would be cute or not. Bello isn't really that cute, but it's okay. Wearing one of the hoodies I got, it's pretty warm. Hey, that's awesome, Epsilon. My cosplay is going to be a Resident Evil character. Oh, characters. A specific character. Oh, that's cool. Which one? I don't really know Resident Evil, that much. All I know is that the residents are evil. And that's only a guess. I love the background music. This song is so good. It's called The Song of Storms, and it's by, well, it's from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Great game. Great game, great song, great everything. So yeah, I always use it in my videos, to the point where people kind of associate the song with me. Like, I go onto, like, a YouTube channel, specifically the slowed versions of this song. I watch, like, I click on I click on videos that are, like, the Song of Storms slowed, and literally all the comments are about my videos, so that makes me really happy. But at the same time, I kind of wish that people would know the song from the Ocarina of Time, because it's such a good game, and, like, I love the nostalgia that the song brings me, so it's like, I don't know. I wish that, like, other people could love it in the same way that I do, but, like, at the same time, I'm happy that people love the song that I do. But anyways, should I write a tale from the Lightless Realm? Ooh! I'd be interested in reading that. That's cool. I think you absolutely should. Anything that you want to write. Unless it's about, like, killing babies in mass or something. Buddy, go for it. My outfit for Halloween is gonna be a random grunge outfit. Hey, that's still cool. That's still really cool. Grunge is a good style. Somebody guess if I dressed grunge. I don't really know. For me, it's just like, as long as it's black. Hold on. As long as it's black, I'm, like, not, like, too feminine, but, like, I still don't, like, that's not a strict rule. Like, I don't really care at the same time. Like, I wear a black bow a lot. I haven't worn it recently, though, because I haven't been able to find it, but I don't know. Grunge style? Let's see. Oh! No. Hold on. Wait. Okay, grunge style black. No. No. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Like, kind of, I guess. I really like black clothes and pocket pants. I like jackets and hoodies and, t-shirts and crop tops and black cargo pants with a lot of pockets. That's my style. But anyways. Probably right one then. Besides, you'll probably need it for the lore of the world that one of your characters comes from. Ooh, very interesting. When I first watched your vids, I heard the Song of Storms and thought, is that the Song of Storms from Ocarina of Time? I'm so glad you recognize where it's from. I don't know. Oh shoot, we've gone like over 3 minutes over yapping time. I should probably go. My device says that it's overheating. Oh, it's not low in battery though. It's 97%. But anyways, I think I should go, and then I'll be back tomorrow for another stream anyways. I've got to figure out what my next video is going to be. It could be the one about 096, but I want a video that I can get out next Friday for sure, so I might do something quick and easy this time. I'll have to think and see. That 096 video is definitely coming out eventually, though. There's no way I'm not posting about that. I love 096 so much, and I have a lot to say about him, actually. So, yeah. Hold on, before the stream ends, I have to say, check the comment I did on your community post 7 days ago. Not sure if you're comfortable doing this. I'm probably gonna forget to do it, to be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm probably gonna forget to do it, but that's okay. That's okay. Maybe I'll remember. Who knows? I'll have a look. It's kind of hard to find comments from posts though. Like a specific comments, because you know I do a lot of posts. So, anyways, I'll see. But anyways, take care, boss. Stay safe. We love you. Thank you. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm gonna be gone. Okay, I'm out of here. See you guys literally tomorrow. And I don't know. Okay, before I leave, question. Should the next live stream on Friday be Containment Breach or Part 2 of Dio? What do you guys think? I'm totally fine with either or, but I feel like we all miss Containment Breach a little bit. Like, as much as I want to talk about Dio more, I can always talk about him while I'm playing the game, and I literally see him in the game, so, you know, I'm fine either or. So what are we doing? Okay, I see one comment for Part 2, which actually surprises me. I thought all of you guys were gonna say Containment Breach. Part 2 game. Okay, you're the same person. You commenting twice doesn't count for like 2 votes. I'll have to think. I'll have to really think. I don't know. It misses so much. It's also, sometimes it's kind of a pain to timestamp it. Because I like watching the streams afterwards and like timestamping all of the moments in case like I want to post a video about it, because it's funny as fuck. But anyways, I don't know. It's also just funny for me. It's fun to go back and watch funny moments sometimes. I'm fucking stupid a lot of the time playing that game, and I feel like that's part of the reason why it's so hilarious. But anyways, Containment Breach. Okay. We have more going for Containment Breach. It's okay though, Rainfall. I will definitely do it. Trust me. I don't like promising a lot of things, because when I do, I can usually never follow through on it. But if I promise one thing, is that the Part 2 will come. But yeah, I'll have to think about it. I think it probably will be Containment Breach again, though. 3 for Containment Breach, 1 for Part 2. I'm glad someone wants a Part 2, though. But anyways, that'll come next week. I'm still always gonna read things off of the wiki, because it's important if I'm gonna indoctrinate people to becoming fans of the SCP Foundation, that they learn to read from the wiki, and if they don't want to read from the wiki, then show up to my live streams. I don't want to hear any excuses anymore. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go. Bye guys, see ya tomorrow and next week for Containment Breach. I'm actually kind of excited, a little bit. Bye! Okay, yeah, bye! See ya, guys!